This is Haney'S Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping the foot on the what? On the next. We keeping the foot on the what? On the next. Y'all know Haney'S Sport been out, man, so I gotta drop some videos today, man. I have to. I'm just feeling that kind of way. I'm feeling that swag. Now, let's talk about it, man. Teofimo Lopez. See, this is what I was telling you guys when I said a super duper hype job variation. Let me say it again. This is what I was telling you guys when I said super duper hype job variation. If he wasn't a super duper hype job variation like you guys are thinking that he was, then why is this guy talking about another grown-ass man's lips? DSLs? I've seen people put this in my comment section. Woo, woo. Listen, man, I done said this a long time ago, dog. You can't tell the difference between trolls and women, man. Let me say it again. You can't tell the difference between trolls and women. You can't. Now, one thing that I can say about women, you know what I'm saying, because he knows the sport, always has respect for the ladies, is they know how to say certain things to try to unnerve you, to move you off center. You know what I'm saying? If you are a pure beta supreme, you will be moved off of center. You know what I'm saying? You will stay off of center line mass. And it's just so they can mess with you. It's just so they can joke with you. And then you have trolls. They actually mean what they say. See, that's the difference of the variation. See, women are just fucking with you. Whereas these damn trolls, they're even worse because they actually believe what they say. Why is Teofimo Lopez running his freaking mouth and talking about another man's lips and say DSL? It speaks to us of your sexual preference, Teofimo Lopez. You putting some stuff out there, man. And listen, I ain't got no problem with people and their sexual preference. Whatever your sexual preference is, it is what it is. But just come out and say it, man. Don't be in the closet, bruh. If you are who you are, say who you are, and we will get behind it, and we will say, you know what? Okay, at least he's coming out loud and freaking proud. Let me say it again. At least he's coming out loud and freaking proud. But here's the problem. Why are you talking about another man's lips when you should be focusing on his fight game? See, this is what I was telling you guys about Teofimo Lopez. Now you guys will understand even more why this fight against Vasily Lomachenko is going to be a one-sided boxing clinic. See, I'm bringing it back to the context and the variation of what we're talking about. He spent 20 minutes on a soliloquy with a Raleigh, or whatever his name is, Roly-Poly Romero. Isn't that what his name is? Roly-Poly Romero. Let me say it again for the number 3 for the number of confirmation. Roly-Poly Romero, a prospect that never became a prospect. Matter of fact, he ain't even a prospect because he hasn't even done prospect material. A Mayweather Promotions fighter that's been on the freaking shelves, because you guys know Mayweather will keep a motherfucker on the shelf if he's not doing what he's supposed to. And they're sitting there going like pure beta supremes for 20 minutes talking about DSLs on Devin Haney, which is disturbing. When I heard that, it was disturbing. I turned it off within a minute and 30 seconds. And then he knows the sport birdies reported to me and told me he was also talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. What is wrong with this guy? This is what I was telling you guys. When you see people are showcasing to you their insecurity and their misery, and they're protruding it out there in the public, something is fundamentally wrong upstairs. Mentally, they are weak. And this is what I was trying to tell you guys about Teofimo Lopez. He lacks the mental aptitude that it takes in the square circle for him to go up against the likes of a Vasily Lomachenko. He will be dispatched. That 20-minute soliloquy tells you everything that you need to know on how this fight is going to pan out. This is why Vasily Lomachenko said, boy, hey boy, get your ass back in the gym and get ready. Let me say it again. Hey boy, get your ass back in the gym and get ready. Because instead of you sitting here running your mouth thinking that you're just going to fight an opponent that you're just going to run over, like he's going to be Richard Coleman, he's going to gamble with you. You're fighting a guy who's arguably in today's sport one of the most dominant front foot style fighters in the game. He's an offensive wizard, man. He's an offensive stalwart when it comes to the front foot game. His back foot is shit now. He can't back foot for nothing. But his front foot is everything. Let me say it again. His back foot is atrocious. It's garbage. He can't back foot for nothing. But his front foot is everything. This man can feint like nobody's business. He can throw angles on you like nobody's business. He changes the acceleration on it like nobody's business. And he does different variations and different facets of it. This is how he throws his opponents off. And instead of you sitting there, taking the time out, like the wet behind the ears prospect that you are, because beating Richard Comey does not make you a contender. I'm sorry. Let me say it again. Beating Richard Comey does not make you a contender. It still makes you a prospect. Because I don't even believe that win was credible. I do believe they paid Richard Comey off. Let me say it again. I believe they paid Richard Comey off, because how do you go from the first round, you outbox Teofimo Lopez, you make his face look like he came out of a red meat pack district, and then all of a sudden you gamble with him? Something ain't right with that. Bob Arum knows what he was doing. He wanted that Vasily Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez fight. I told you guys, boxing is a three-pronged monster. Economics, politics, and pugilism. Let me say again. Economics, politics, and pugilism. Here's the cold-hearted, the unadulterated cutthroat tale of fashion. That 20-minute soliloquy with you and Roly-Poly Romero, that told me everything I needed to know. That you're a pure beta supreme, and when you fight the likes of a Vasily Lomachenko, he's going to outbox you. Because in the championship rounds, it's about who has the mental wherewithal, who has the mental aptitude, who has the mental ingenuity, who has the mental IQ to get the job done. And when you sit here and you separate and you delineate the distinction between the likes of a Vasily Lomachenko under the bright lights versus the likes of a Teofimo Lopez, you're looking at Mr. High Tech versus the super duper hype job variation. That's really how simple it boils down to it. I'm telling you guys, that video alone, that 20-minute video that was disturbing as hell of him talking about Devin Haney, because he's hot and bothered like grits, because Devin Haney is training with Mayweather, DSL Lips, and Tank Davis, a guy that literally tanked you in sparring, embarrassed you because he got tired of you and you throwing your pillow pity patty punches, and he just finished you in the second half of that sparring. Why are you talking about guys that are way above your level, way above your pay grade? Vasily Lomachenko is also another fighter that's way above your level and way above your pay grade. Whatever happened to the cardinal rule of boxing? Don't overlook your opponent, especially when your opponent is one of the best opponents at that division. Let me say it again. Whatever happened to the cardinal rule in boxing of don't overlook your opponent, especially if that opponent is one of the best opponents in that division? Teofimo Lopez, you get the biggest higgity hush of the damn day. Once a super duper hype job, always a super duper hype job. And I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Maya Angelou said it best. When a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them. Let me say it again. When a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them. Dad, no more taller fighters. I'm going to quit social media. The pressure's too much. Once a super duper hype job, always a super duper hype job. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. This is Haney'S Sport. Checking out.